The first time I ever remember getting in trouble for the way that I taught the Bible was I was 20 years old. I was interning at a church and I was tasked with teaching the Wednesday class on Revelation. I had Revelation 7, which is the sealing of the 144,000, like putting a seal on them, not like the ceiling above your head. And the way that I taught that passage was that the 144,000 were figurative. They were not literal, because after you read about the 144,000, you then read John saying, "After this I looked, and there was a great crowd that no one could number, from every nation, tribe, people, and tongue," or language. And it's very obvious that the 144,000 are meant to represent the entirety of humanity. Yes, it begins with Israel, because that is an important piece of Christian theology, that all theology springs out of the story of Israel, and then spreads to the rest of humanity. And of course, I was then called into the pastor's office the next day when he found that I had taught this symbolic teaching. It's very important, if you know anything about sort of rapture, tribulation, end times theology, it's very important for that theology to read Revelation literally. And I put that in quotation marks because the reality is that they're being very picky and choosy about what they mean as literal, because it's very literal that the Lamb in Revelation 7 is non-violent and is not victorious through shedding others' blood, but by the blood shed of the Lamb. And when you ignore that so you can have a story about bloody victory, well, then, of course, that's going to inform the rest of the Christian movement that is sort of beholden to that idea, where violence becomes acceptable. And we saw this on January 6th, that violence was an okay action to get what Christians wanted to get, which was their guy in the White House. Anyway, the rest of Revelation 7 is saying that there is this cross-section of humanity that does not erase nationality or ethnicity or culture or language, but rather brings them all together. And then what I love about the Lamb, this is Jesus, is that this Lamb who sits on a throne was actually going to shepherd these people and shelter them from scorching heat and making sure that nothing beats down on them, that they won't hunger or thirst or cry anymore. That's the kind of leadership that Jesus offers, and that's the sort of leadership that all of us should hope to aspire to. A pastoring, shepherding, caring, and nurturing type of leadership, not one that beats people down.